गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्यान्तं नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णः न भवति पुरुषो न नपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युगानं परिशिष्टान्ते वसदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवतौ पुनः पुनः। प्राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदना नागाधिराजस्तुता मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरधुनीनीकाशवाग्वैभवम्। श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी विहाररसिका शोकापहन्त्री सताम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेः आकारिणी राजते। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। पीताम्बरं करविराजितशङ्खचक्रकौमोदकीसरसिजं करुणां समुद्रं राधासहायमतिसुन्दरमन्दहासं वातालयेशमनिशं हृदि भावयामि। मातामहौ मातरं च पितरं च पितामहौ मातुलं च गुरूनन्यान् वन्देऽहं ज्ञानसिद्धये। सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावधिभ्यां निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनरुरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावद्भाति साक्षात् गुरुभवनपुरे हन्तभाग्यं जनानाम्। नारायणाखिलगुरो भगवन्नमस्ते गोपिकाजीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द जानकीकान्तस्मरणं जय जय राम राम हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। In the Kathopanishad, there is a mantra at the beginning of the Valli. Paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhuhu tasmat param pashyati nantaratman. The overall meaning of this mantra, naturally a person who is born in this world is born with his senses turned outside. Khani means senses. They are turned outside, paranchi. Any living being who is born, any creature, a person with a birth is called jantu. So all the jantus, from external environment we have so many stimuli, and that is where we are searching for our happiness, our pleasure, pain, whatever it might be. We are searching for solutions also there. Anything we get, external world. Rather, unless somebody actually tells you that there is something internal, you look inside. Nobody intuitively or by themselves, there are very few people who move towards the inside. So this idea of inside and outside itself comes only when you get an indication from someone knowledgeable, a guru, that you have to calm your mind, you have to look towards the inside, that is your own manas and indriyas, you have to catch them from outside and push them inside. Without that, naturally all of them just flow outside. Whether it's your eyes, it looks at all the light outside, all kinds of colors, it takes it in. All kinds of sounds are taken in from the ears, whether it be taste, smell or touch. It's all external. So that's how probably all the jantus were created naturally. But kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam ikshate. One among many millions, they have the purva janma sukrita, they have that vasana, that they have to turn these things towards the inside and watch themselves, the workings of the mind, and then calm the mind and make it steady at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. But for the general populace, this does not work. Giving you a dhyana yoga, hatha yoga at the beginning itself and asking you to steady the mind is next to impossible. So, in different kinds of ways, the human mind looks for entertainment. This entertainment as I call it, we search for it in many different places, in different forms. Whether it be form of television or movies through the eyes, some songs through the ears, different kinds of food for taste, different kinds of perfumes for smell, and so on. The idea is, naturally, since they are like this, if you put a lot of effort and then just say, I am not going to do any of this from today onwards, I am just going to turn all of them inside, that I just cut off everything at the drop of a hat. I am not going to do any of this and say I am going to take sannyasa. Not complete sannyasa, but something of that sort. You just say I am not going to do anything of this sort. And then you sit in meditative posture and start trying to meditate. Then Krishna says, even though he might try such things, it's his natural tendency that it will go outside. And instead of actually experiencing these things, he would probably sit with his eyes closed and start thinking about it all those while. The same kind of entertainment, the perceptions, the experiences that you want, you will start imagining them and experiencing them through only the mind. You will just close your eyes and start experiencing them inside. So he will be called a mithyachari. Mithyacharasya uchyate indriyarthan vimudhatma. Mithyacharasya uchyate. So only by just immense force, he has just controlled the senses, but he is still, through those subtle senses which are there in the mind, he is still enjoying all those pleasures and pains of the world. So even in dream state, we still go through them. That is all the vasanas that is there within us. So the Mahatmas of our tradition, they know this. They know that for the general populace, it is not easy to just control everything and then turn it towards the inside. Antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha sudurlabha. Outside the Devi is not visible. It is not easy to grasp. It is inside that he is visible. But how do we turn it? What is the practice for pushing these indriyas from the outside towards the inside? So they said, whatever you do, you always give it unto Bhagavan. If you cook, you say, Bhagavan, this is for you, the food is for you. Whatever tasty food that I might cook, you say, I am doing this for Bhagavan. Hey Lord Krishna, this is for you. I have made these different items. And all these are for you, and I am going to partake of it as your prasada. I am going to learn something, I am going to read something, whether it be professional, technical or something else. I am doing this for you, O Bhagavan. This is a seva. My karma, my destiny, my niyati has put me on this path. I am offering this unto your feet. I am doing this for your seva. Whatever I am doing, the work I am doing is for you. I walk around, I just go to play, or I have a walk in the evening, I have a jog in the morning. I'm just physically, I'm trying to activate myself. I say, Bhagavan, I am doing this for you. Accept this as your pradakshina. Not only that, the next level is you actually go to the temple itself and then do the pradakshina of the temple. Let that be the walking. Instead of walking 3 kilometers around the park, I will go to the temple and walk 20 pradakshinas, 30 pradakshinas around the sanctum. So whatever I might do, using my physical body, using my senses, I give them all unto you. So for this, in the third Dashakam itself, in the Bhakti Prarthana, Bhattatri asked Bhagavan, please give me all this. How do I do this? Vidhuya kleshan me kuru charana yugmam dhatarasam bhavat kshetra praptau karama vijate pujana vidhau bhavan murtya loke nayanam athate padadulasi parigrane ghranam shravanamapite charujarite. So he says, Shravanamapite charujarite. Let my ears always be listening to your wonderful pastimes, your great glories, all the different stories about you. Let me always be listening to them. Among all the avatars of Bhagavan, Sri Krishna Avatara is where there is an immense amount of Bala Leela. There is no other avatara which we could say that there is Bala Leela. And so many poets over aeons and centuries and millennia have just written about this for their own splendor, with their own immense bhakti. Any great bhakti tradition if you take, all of them have sung about Balakrishna. Their Ishta Devata might be slightly varying, but they all have a soft spot, a tender spot towards this Vrindavana Chandra Krishna, towards the Gokula Bala Krishna, towards the Yashoda Nandana Krishna, towards the Nanda Nandana Krishna, towards the Gopika Lola Krishna. So many of his adjectives, so many of his names are all associated with the Leelas that is associated with Gokula and Vrindavana. And as soon as anyone says Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, immediately a king sitting in the throne of Dwaraka does not emerge in our mind. It is always a young child in the hands of Yashoda, or playing with the gopis, playing with the cowherds, on the banks of Yamuna, or dancing on the Kaliya, fighting with various asuras, pranking and naughty and stealing butter. All these are the images that crop up in our head. It is not the astute politician that goes on an emissary for the Pandavas, or the one with the bow in hand or a chakra in hand fighting different wars. That is not the image of Krishna that crops up. Anybody who says Krishna, immediately it is Radha Krishna, it is Yashoda Krishna. That is how the beauty of that story is. And you see here a large part of Narayaniyam. So starting from 37th Dashakam, where the Krishna Avatara begins, till about 74, 75, it is all about the young age of Krishna. It's about 11 years that he spent in Gokula and Vrindavana. So these, about 40 Dashakams, or close to 40 Dashakams, so 40% of Narayaniyam is devoted to this Bala Leelas of Krishna. A Purvardha of Dashamaskandha is what will be explained over these Dashakams. So even Bhattatri, you see, has a soft spot. It is not just a soft spot, it is the number of stories, number of the enjoyment that it gives you. Shravanamapite charujarite netrai shrotraischa vitva paramarasa sudham bodhi pure rameran. So Bhattatri says in the first Dashakam also, we want to drown in the nectar of listening to your stories and watching your Murti here. So that nectar of stories comes immensely, specifically in this, especially in this Purvardha of Dashakams, which is the Bala Leela of Krishna. So instead of having external entertainment, searching for it in the world, Mahatmas, those in Satsanga, those who are great people, those who are ideal for us, those who are our gurus, they always resort to such granthas like this. And for this, the Bala Leela of Krishna is a great attraction. For any child, if you have to tell him stories, you always tell him stories about Bala Leelas of Krishna. So that is what brings that energy in them. They are also naughty, they also want to do pranks. You tell them there was Lord Krishna like this, who was naughty, who was always doing pranks. It is that sambandha which we require with the Lord. It doesn't matter how that sambandha comes about. So when you say this Bala Leela to elderly people, they would like to imagine Krishna as a young child. So the Vatsalya Bhava would come. A young child would look upon him as a friend. Anybody else, some of them might look upon it with awe. How did he fight with such demons and demonesses? So then you have an adbhuta, you have a devotional feeling towards Bhagavan. Irrespective of the feeling you have, you are creating a connection with Bhagavan, which is the most important takeaway from this part of it. Which is what you want to develop a relationship with Bhagavan. It doesn't matter what relationship you get, you have to have a relationship with Bhagavan. And you always want to keep listening to it again and again. How many ever times you listen to it? Most of you who are listening here, or anybody, they will listen to Bhagavata so many times. They will listen to different great people talking about Narayaneeyam, Bhagavata. And you might see in serials based upon Krishna. Still we come back to it and listen to it again and again. We are enthralled by it. We are captivated by his Bala Leela. We want to keep listening to those, that childish Leelas of Krishna again and again. Such is the fantastic description and excellence of Lord. So let us all drown into this. The first part is basically where, even though there is a lot of philosophy behind many of what is happening even in the Bala Leelas, it is specially to captivate audience and capture the attention. So when we listen to stories like this, our attention is captured, our mind is steady in one singular point. When you read a very interesting book or when you listen to a very interesting story, your mind is steady, it is one pointed. It does not move away, it does not go here and there. And what more to captivate the mind than the fabulous stories of Bhagavan Krishna. So when these stories are there from a very young child who can understand, who has started understanding things, to an old age person, everybody is captivated. So it is just across age groups, across genders, and everybody is captivated by Krishna's stories. And that is how we have to put ourselves towards it. Machittaha madgata pranaha, says Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita. So you have to always keep thinking of Bhagavan. How do you do that? Only by talking about these Leelas again and again. If Bhagavan had not performed so many Leelas, then what would have so many Bhaktas sung upon? Is what we would probably imagine. Mirabai, Tukaram, Sant Kabir Das, so many people. Just the list is immense and endless. Different regions, different across the Desha of Bharata, they have all sung about Bhagavan. Alvar says, Ketpar Keshavan Kirtiyallal Mattum Ketparo. So would anyone listening to Keshava's Kirti, Bhagavan Krishna's Leelas, would they want to listen to anything else other than that? They want to keep listening to it again and again and again. So that is the captivating power of these stories. So let us also listen to these stories, or many more Dashakams, is all the Leela of Bhagavan Krishna, and let us drown in the nectar of Bhagavad Leela, and let us all enjoy the ride along with Bhagavan from his birth towards the next 11 years of sporting pastimes that Bhagavan is going to wonderfully have in Gokula and Vrindavan. So last time we saw the Bhagavad Avatara in Dashakam 38. Asha Sushitalatara Supayodato Gihi Asha Sitati Vivasheshu Cha Sajjaneshu Naisha Karodaya Vidho Nishimadhyamayam Klesha Bahastri Jagatam Tvamiha Avirasihi Iha Avirasihi. So Bhattatri does not say you were born, Jaritavan Tvam, Jatavan Tvam, he does not say. He says, Avirasihi, you appeared. Just like in Bhagavata also, Bhagavan does not have a birth. He just appears in that form of a young boy. Tvamiha Avirasihi. Bhattatri's teacher, as we know, was Achyuta Pisharati. So Achyuta Pisharati came in the lineage of the great mathematicians of Kerala, from Nilakantha Somayaji and so on. So Nilakantha Somayaji and others have written many mathematical texts, which is a different topic. But the idea is even Bhattatri has come in the same lineage. So he should have known widely about mathematics, astronomy, and has a deep knowledge about that. Why am I saying this? Is because in this particular verse here, in the second verse of the 38th Dashakam, while explaining the birth of Bhagavan Krishna, he says, Naisha Karodaya Vidho Nishi Madhyamaya. We all know that Bhagavan was born in the month of Ashadha in Krishna Paksha Ashtami. In Bhagavata says it so in clear words. But here, Bhattatri does not say that Bhagavan was born in Krishna Paksha on the Tithi of Ashtami. He does not go about saying it in that way. He says, Naisha Karodaya Vidho Nishi Madhyamaya. Naishakaraha means moon. Udaya means moonrise. Udaya Vidhihi. Nishi Madhyamaya, at the middle of the night. So nowhere in the sentence has he said it is Krishna Paksha or it is Ashtami. Because he has said this sentence itself, from here we can infer that it is the day of Ashtami and it is the Krishna Paksha. The moonrise on the day of Paurnami happens exactly when the sun sets. So the sun and moon are opposite to each other. So as the sun sets, the moon rises. On the day of Amavasya, the sun and the moon almost set along together, or they rise along with each other. Because they are so close to each other. Sun and moon are same as we look at it from the earth. So both of them set together. The moon rises at the middle of the night only on the Ashtami of Krishna Paksha. If it is the Ashtami of Shukla Paksha, the moon would rise right in the middle of the day. At noon it would rise. For the Krishna Paksha, the moon would rise exactly at the middle of the night. So by showing us that Naishakara Udaya Vidho Madhyamayam Nishi, so as the moon was rising at the middle of the night, you were born. Kleshapahastri Jagatam Tvam Iha Avirasihi. By just giving that sentence, he gives us both the Paksha and the Tithi when Krishna was born. He has already alluded to the Ritu in the previous shloka by saying Avrandati Viruche Kila Varshavela. So in the Ritu of Varsha Ritu, that means Ashadha Masa. The beginning of Ashadha Masa is when Bhagavan was born. Saying that even in a poetic grantha like this, Bhattatri has used his knowledge of astronomy to give us a clue about when Krishna was born. He does not directly refer to it, he alludes to it, and we have to infer from that Krishna was born on the Krishna Paksha Ashtami. So we looked at the whole of Dashakam 38 and we had begun the Dashakam 39. भवन्तमयमुद्वहन् यदुकुलोद्वहो निस्सरन् ददर्शगगनोच्चलज्जलभरां कलिन्दात्मजाम् अहो सलिलसञ्चयः स पुनरिन्द्रजालोदितः जलौघैवतः Vasudeva young Krishna, and he moves towards Gokula. He starts walking towards Gokula. It's raining. Huge rain, an enormous amount of rainwater. The Yamuna is flooded. And he says Yamuna is almost hitting the sky. That is the level of flooding. So if you keep a step within that, you are going to be drowned. It's going to go above your head. Water is going to go above your head. But how did Vasudeva cross it? Jalaugaiva tatkhanat prapadameyata mayayo. Just like you cross over a small puddle, prapada, just like a small puddle you would jump over it. Krishna made it so easy for Vasudeva. And how did it look like? It looked like a magician had created a big flood, and it was no more there when Krishna crossed out. Udar aindrajaloditaha jalamukha. It seemed like that. And only to the top of the feet, as Vasudeva was walking, Yamuna just split across, and there was water only up to his heels. Only that much water was there, and Vasudeva just walked across Yamuna like that. Just like when Rama wanted to cross the ocean said, you can put stones upon me, you can just walk across. Similarly here, Krishna just split Yamuna, and Vasudeva was able to walk across. Prasupta Pashubalikam, Nibhritamarudatbalikam, Apavritakavatikam, Pashupabatikam, Avishan. Vasudeva goes and reaches the Gokula. In the middle of the night, with hardly any light, the moon has probably just risen, and with rain just pouring down, he cannot really see houses. Maybe he has visited Nanda before, but he does not know which house he is here. It is not in the day where he can see which house is which one. So, just by listening to the young born baby's cries, Nibhritam Arudat Balikam. So, the Balika, Yogamaya, who is born there, she is melodiously crying. She just, Nibhritam means very slow, softly she is crying. So, listening to that voice of the crying, he goes towards that house. And everybody else is tired and they just left off. Yashoda, because she has just given birth, because of her tiredness, she sleeps. And everybody else has also slept because of Bhagavan's Maya. Apavrata Kavatikam, Pashupavatikam, Vishan. He did not have to bang any doors or open them. It was already open for him. He just entered. Bhavanta Marpayan Prasavatalpake Tatpadat Vahan Kapatakanyakam Swapuramagato Vegataha. Shri Vasudeva, he put you on the bed there and he took the Kanyaka. Both of them are, this is Yogamaya and that is Bhagavan himself. So both of them are not making any noise unnecessarily to wake up anyone. He just took her in his hands and he immediately returned to Mathura again. Vegataha Swapuramagataha. Immediately, fastly he returned back to his own place. Tatastvad anujaravak shapita nidra vegadravat bhatotskara nivedita prasava vartayivartiman. Tatastvad anujaravak. Tvad anuja means Bhagavan's younger sister. Yogamaya is the sister of Bhagavan. Till now she did not make noise. As soon as he entered, Vasudeva entered and he sat down with Devaki, she starts crying out loudly. And immediately all the soldiers there who were all put in a sort of stupor and they all just woke up. And they all heard the cry of a young girl child. They were also surprised, they were taken aback. And immediately they ran, all of them rushed towards Kamsa. Bhatotkara Nivedita Prasavava Vartaya Eva Artiman. Listening to that, a girl child was born. Immediately Kamsa was a little shaken. He was expecting a boy child to be born. Because he said, but the Ashariri had Chan Asyastvam Ashtamo Garbha. So the Vani that had prophesied that the 8th child would kill you had said only the 8th Garbha would kill you. So that's why the 7th Garbha, even though Kamsa did not know what happened to it, the 7th pregnancy, he just did not know what happened to it at all. And there is the 8th pregnancy. So mentally he was assuming that it is going to be a boy child. But nevertheless, the prophecy had not said. So Kamsa was totally confused. Probably it is going to be a girl child who is going to kill me. Vimukta chikurotkaraha tvaritama bhojarat. So with dishevelled hair he just rushed. So this is the middle of the sleep. At the middle of the night they are bringing him up. And he was so agitated that he did not even tie his own hair. Just dishevelled hair, he ran out. Chikurotkaras tvaritama bhojarat atushtaiva drishtavan. He was not happy looking at the girl child. Bhaginika kare kanyakam. Two things. One, he was expecting a boy. Second is that fear that it is not even a boy that is going to kill me, it is going to be a girl that is going to kill me. That kind of a feeling is coming within him. So he was atushta, he was unhappy looking at the girl child, a female child in the hands of his sister. Dhruvam kapatashalinaha madhuharasya maya bhavet. He starts thinking what to say of this cunning fellow, Madhuhara. Bhagavan, what to say of Lord? He might do anything that is so cunning. He might cheat me into believing that this is a female child and I should not kill it. And then there might be some other plan behind it. Asavidi kishorikam bhaginika karalingitam. So what do? He started pulling the child from the hands of Devaki. She was hugging it tightly. Bhaginika karalingitam. She was begging him, please do not do this, Kamsa. It is a female child. Leave it. What is it going to do to you? At least let me have this one child. We've already thrown 6 children upon the stone, and we do not know what happened to the 7th one. Please allow me to have at least this one as a bhiksha, as a karuna, as a kindness. Please allow this. She is your nephew, and she is a stree. Why do you do this? She cries in front of him, but there is no use. Kimakaryam kadaryanam. Bhagavata, before this context, it says, Kimakaryam kadaryanam. For evil-minded people, what is not possible, they will do anything. There is no wetness of heart at all. They are willing to do anything that is evil. Absolutely possible. To save his own life, he is willing to kill how many ever children it takes. Dvipo nalinikantara diva mrinalika makshipate akshipanne ayam twad anujamajam kavala upalapattake pishtavan. So just this simile that Bhattatri brings about here, Vipo Nalinikamtarat, just like an elephant, given a lotus, it can easily pluck out from the inside of the lotus, it can just pluck out that there is a small thread-like thing in the middle of the lotus. It can easily pluck it out. There is hardly any effort required. For an elephant with such power, when we humans itself can do it, an elephant can easily do it. Like that, from the arms of Devaki, this small female child who is sitting there, he just plucks her out. Upala pattake pishtavan. Upala pattaka means a stone that is kept there, rock. Ayam tad anujam ajam, he says. So this Anuja, this younger sister of yours, who is Aja. Aja means one who has no birth at all. Bhagavan is also known as Ajaha. Yogamaya is also known as Aja, one who is birthless. Since she is same as the Lord, she is also eternal. Both are inseparable from each other. Just as heat and fire are inseparable, Bhagavan and Yogamaya are inseparable. So, Twad Anujam, Ajam, Upalapattake Pishtavan. He just dashed her on a block of stone, the same stone used to kill the 6 previous children. Tado Bhavad Upasako Chaditi Mrityupashadiva Pramuchya Tarasaiva Samadhirudha Rupantara. The Shakti and Bhagavan are exactly the same. So Aja, so the same word Ajaha that is used for Bhagavan is used for Devi also here, Ajam. An anecdote comes to my mind here. Kanchi Paramacharya Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, he wrote a Panchaka on Durga called Durga Panchakam. So there he says, Upadishta Gita is a phrase that he gives as an adjective for Shakti. It is Durga Panchakam. Durga, as we know, is the Swasa, that is sister of Bhagavan. He says Upadishta Gita. So the context is, my grandfather was the one, my Matamaha, my mother's father, was the one who had the grace of writing this down by pen when, as Paramacharya was dictating, as he was composing and dictating, my Matamaha was penning this down on the paper. And he always, as Paramacharya is reciting, he is always thinking of the meaning of what Paramacharya is saying, and then he is writing it down. And as this adjective comes about, he says Upadishta Gita. So he just writes it down and he waits, pauses for a moment, and he says, he is not able to grasp the meaning. When did Shakti, that is Durga, when did she do Upadesha of Gita? We know there are different kinds of Gita, but still we do not see Shakti doing an Upadesha of any kind of Gita, we know. So he just pauses there for a moment and he looks at Acharya. And Paramacharya looks at him and says, so is there a mistake that I have made? Is there something that you are confused about? Yes, Paramacharya, what is this adjective? How does it allude to Parashakti? How does it allude to Ambai? Upadishta Gita may come for Bhagavan. He has done Uddhava Gita is there, Arjuna Gita is there. Mainly we all refer to the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But you are dictating Durga Pancharatnam, how does Upadishta Gita work here? Then immediately, so Paramacharya was on the banks of a pond. So immediately he calls his Shishya and asks him to bring the Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam of Shankaracharya. And Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam he brings out and he immediately flips the page and it comes to the 14th chapter, the end of the 14th chapter. So the last shloka, there is a line in the Gita Bhashyam that says, Shakti Shaktimatoho Abhedat. That means there is no difference between Shakti and the Shaktiman. So the Shakti here is Yogamaya, Shaktiman is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is Shaktiman, the one who possesses the Shakti. This is Shakti herself. So Shakti Shaktimatoho Abhedaha. There is no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman. Therefore, because Bhagavad Pada Adi Shankaracharya himself has referred that both of them are exactly the same, so Yogamaya herself has given the Gita Upadesha. We can accept it to be like that. That is why he says, Ayam tvad anujam ajam upalapattake pishtavan tato bhavadupasakaha jaditi mrityupashadiva pramuchya tarasaiva samadhirudha rupantara. As Kamsa was trying to dash her towards the stone, she just slipped out of his hands and went into the sky. Again, Bhattatri brings out an excellent simile here. Bhavadupasakaha mrityupashadiva. Just like a devotee of yours would escape the grasp of death, like that she escaped the grasp of Kamsa. So she is the one who gives us that samsara nivritti. Mrityupashad, she is the one who allows us to go ahead. So she herself, so this Kamsa's grip is almost like Mrityupasha. He has already killed 6 children. So from this Mrityupasha, she is escaping. How does she escape? Just like a devotee of Bhagavan would escape from the bonds of Mrityu. So here he also shows, he's telling Bhagavan, I am your Bhakta, but do not allow me to fall into the samsara again. Let me be free of all the bondage and I want to attain Amritatva. Bhavadupasakaha jaditi mrityupashadiva pramuchya tarasaiva samadhirudha rupantara. She immediately takes up a different form. Adhastaram ajagmushi vikasadashtabahuspurat mahayudhamaho gata kila vihaya didyute. She did not go and hit the ground. Instead, she went into the sky and she had 8 arms. She took the Ashtabhuja Durga form. Mahayudham, different kinds of ayudhas in the different hands. Vihayasa didyute. She is beautifully, she is prakasha. Oh, what a wonder. She is shining there in the sky. Drisham satarakam sate. From that she talks towards Kamsa. O Nrishamsatara, oh you extremely cruel, evil-minded fellow. Kimumaya vinishpishtaya. What is the use of crushing me and throwing me down and making me into a mess? What is the use of killing me? Babhuva bhavadantakaha kvachana chintyatante hitam. Bhavadantakaha, your killer has already been born. You only go try and find him out. Even though I know I am not going to tell you, that's what she means. Kvachana chintyatante hitam. You go and look for it, look for him yourself and try to find out the right path. Hitam te chintyata. Iti tvad anuja vibho khalamunir yatam jagmushi. Khalam means wicked fellow. So this, oh wicked fellow, she tells him this, and then she just went to her own place. Udir yatam jagmushi marudganapana gita bhuvicha mandura mandiranye yushi. Where did she go? Marudgana Panagita, praised by all the devas. She went into this earth itself in different forms, and she is there in different places. In the temples that we worship, she herself is present. In Bhagavata, when Bhagavan gives the Adesha to Yogamaya to go and be born as the child of Yashoda, he tells her right there itself that you will be worshipped in the coming days. You will be worshipped with different names and different forms on earth by different people. Durgeti, Bhadrakaliti, Vijaya, Vaishnaviti, Gumuda, and so on. He gives a list of names. And he says you will be worshipped in these different forms. So that's why we have so many temples dedicated to Durga. When we go and see, a lot of them will tell the story that she is the sister of Narayana. That is why she is called Narayani. She is the sister of Vaishnava. So that's why she is called Vaishnavi. The Vishnu Shakti is there in that, and hence Vaishnavi, and so on. And therefore she went into all those temples as Archavatara Murti, and she is there even today blessing all of us, and we are all able to see, receive her grace from there. As soon as this happened, there is a small change in Kamsa. He immediately thinks, oh, what have I done? Why did I kill 6 children of my younger sister? What is a great evil deed, misdeed that I have done? He immediately has a repentance. Though that repentance is short-lived, he immediately releases both of them from house arrest, and he says, I have done a grave misjudgment. I listened to that Akashavani. I didn't think that even gods will speak lies like this. Vyoma-samskrta-pathasala bhakti, he says. Even gods start speaking lies. I never thought this would happen. I have done something absolutely incorrigible and unforgivable. Please, you should forgive me. I fall at your feet. Please go back and have a great life. He requests. He requests them. But Vasudeva, in his heart, he knows that this is not going to stay for long. Immediately next day morning, Prage means Parataha. Next day morning itself, all his friends. Who are his friends? Punar Agatmaja Vajananirita Bhuja Pralamba Vagabudana Pramukhadana Bahamaninaha. Agatmaja Vajananirita. So Agatmaja meaning the daughter of Himavan, Parvati. Just again, Yogamaya. Having listened to her words, he came and he met his friends Pralamba, Baka, Putana, etc. Meaning many other Keshi, other demons that we have. All these, they all came to him and they started advising him. All of them are Maninaha. They are all very respectful and they are haughty. They have extreme pride within them. Bhavan nidhana kamyaya jagati babra murnirбhaya. So after having a discussion with these people, his mind went back into the same kind of thinking, the previous kind of thinking. He said a child has already been born. That means whoever has been born within the last few days, they all have to be killed. This is the right way to take. So all of them discussed this is the excellent plan they came out with. Right? All children have to be killed. Whoever was born in the past week or so, we don't know how many days they thought about it, but whatever was the time, they said all of us have to go about, this is our main aim from this day onwards, and we have to go about killing all the children. Bhavan nidhana kamyaya They wanted to kill you, O Bhagavan. Jagati Babhramur Nirbhayaha. They roamed around without any fear at all. Kumaraka Vimarakaha. Kimiva Dushkaram Nishkrupaihi. Again, Arthantaranyasa Alankara here. What is impossible for evil people like that? Just like Kimakaryam Kadaryana. Kimiva Dushkaram Nishkrupaihi. Those who do not have kindness of heart, what is impossible for them? They will go to any extent and do any kind of evil-minded, evil jobs to save themselves. Kumaraka Vimarakaha. Infanticide everywhere. They are going around killing children. Tatah Pashubha Mandire Vayi Mukunda Nanda Priya Prasodishayane Shaye Rudati Kinchit Anchatpade. So as this was happening on the side of Mathura, that in Pashubha Mandira, in Gokula, where all the cowherds are there, you started crying. Here, because Yogamaya started crying, all the gods rushed and they all got to know. Similarly, there Krishna starts crying. Nandapriya Prasudishayane Shaye. Nandapriya meaning Yashoda. In the place where you were born, wherever the pregnancy happened, Shayane Shaye, Rudati Kinchid Anchapade. Moving your legs a little like this, as a young child moves, the tender legs, you started moving your legs and started crying slowly, Rudati. Vibudhya Vanida Janaihi. So all the ladies who were sleeping around her and all those who were in the neighboring houses, Vibudhya, all of them woke up. Tanaya Sambhave Ghoshite. They all said with a happy face that a young male child has been born to you. Muda Kimuvadamyaho Sakala Makulam Gokulam. What can I say of the joy on everyone's faces? The whole of Gokula was joyous. Not only Nanda and Yashoda, not only the close relatives, the whole village was extremely joyous. It was brimming with enjoyment. Aho khalu Yashodaya navakalaya chetoharam bhavantamalαμantike prathamam abhibantya drisha. So all of them came and looked at the kid. Khalu Yashodaya navakalaya chetoharam, like the kalaya leaf, like that. Wonderful hue. The color of Krishna is like the kalaya flower. And they started drinking the beauty of Krishna with their own eyes. Abhibantya drisha. They saw you next to Yashoda. They just saw that and they all started drinking with their own eyes. Punastana bharam nijam sapadipayayantya muda. Immediately overcome by love and overcome, she gave her breast to the kid and she started giving milk to the kid, who Yashoda. Manoharatanusprisha jagati punyavanto jitaha. Bhattatri here he says, by touching that divine body of yours and keeping that on her lap and giving you milk, she surpassed all the punyavanta of this loka. Any person who has done any kind of merit, any kind of punya, all those great tapasvis, she surpassed everyone. No one has so much punya as much as Yashoda had. We see in many other kirtanas by a lot of other people also, they are all that sattvika jealousy towards Yashoda that they have. But how did Yashoda get such a great punya that she is able to do this? Yennatavam Seidanai, Yashoda sings. So there is a song like that in Tamil. Yennatavam Seidanai. It is a very famous song and all of you would have heard it. So all of those poets and anybody who has this bhakti towards Krishna, they all see Yashoda, and this is not the wrong kind of jealousy. There is a sattvika kind of jealousy in the spiritual marga. When you see a Mahatma, when you see people on the spiritual marga, anybody who has just begun on that, on the way towards spirituality, they all should feel jealous of those people, saying, when will I also have such a bhakti towards Bhagavan? When will I attain that state? When will my eyes flow with tears listening to the pastimes of Bhagavan? When will I have that state of madness that people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and other devotees had? When will I ever reach that state? So this kind of an envy towards those Mahatmas should pop up. So that is the kind of envy that actually Bhattatri is showing here, and he will show it in a few more places. So
he feels, oh, what is the great grace and great punya that Yashoda and other Gopikas have had. Jagati punyavanto jitaha. All the meritorious people have been surpassed by Yashoda. Bhavat kushalakamyaya sakhalu nandagopastada pramoda bharasankulaha dvijakulaya kinna dadat. Bhavat kushalakamyaya. As soon as a young child is born or any good thing happens in the home, all of them in those days, they used to give away a lot of things to Brahmanas and all the other people. So Dvijakulaya kinna dadatu, what did he not give? That Nandagopal, overcome with joy, what did he not give to everyone around, especially toward Brahmanas? Tathaiva Pashupalakaha Kimuna Mangalam Tenire Jagat Tridaya Mangala Twamiha Pahima Mamayad. And all the cowherds, the whole village is bringing me joy. All of them are doing different auspicious acts depending on their own status and whatever they can do. Somebody is chanting, somebody is singing, and somebody is doing dana. All of them are doing some auspicious act or the other, and all of them are praying towards the Lord. And oh Lord, oh auspicious Lord, you conferred auspiciousness on all of them. Please confer the same auspiciousness on me and deign to eradicate me from all these afflictions. Praise Narayana Bhattatri at the end of 39 Dashakam. The next Dashakam is Putana. Putana Moksha. Tadanunanda Mamanda Shubhaspadam Ripapurim Karadana Krite Gatam Samavalokya Jagada Bhavatpita Viditakam Sasahaya Janodyamaham. Tadanunanda Mamanda Shubhaspadam. Amanda Shubhaspadam is the adjective for Nanda. Oh, what is the great fortune of Nanda? What is the immense fortune for him? Amanda Shubhaspadam, that he had you yourself as his child. He went to Nanda is a kind of a vassal place. He goes and visits Mathura. And when he visits Mathura there, he meets with Vasudeva also. And Vasudeva talks to him. Ayi sakhe tava balaga janmamam sukhayate tyani jatmaja janmavat. Ayi sakhe, oh my friend, I heard that a child has been born to you. That child of yours fills me with pleasure, just like I myself have, I also have had a child. Nijatmaja janmat mam sukhayate. So he is inadvertently saying that it is my own child, but you are also his father. He clearly says that you are his father. Tava balaka janma iti bhavat pitrutam vrajanayake. Therefore, Vasudeva conferred upon Nanda the fatherhood of Krishna. The fatherhood of Krishna has been conferred upon Nanda by Vasudeva himself. Samadhiropya shasham satam adarat ihacha sandhyani mitta shatanite katakasim nitato laghu gamyatam. Vasudeva also warns Nanda, saying, there are a lot of evil omens that I can see here. Many bad omens are taking place. Kataka Sindi. Kataka means your village, your home is there. In those borders also, I think there will be a lot of omens that are there. So please go immediately, quickly back. Laghu means quickly, immediately go back. Iti chattad vachasa vrajanayakaha bhavadabaya bhigyadrutamayayu. Listening to this, hearing this from Vasudeva, immediately Nanda returns, fearing that something would happen to a young child Krishna. Avasare khalu tatra jagajana vrajavade madhuragati rangana. In this opportunity, when Nanda had gone towards Mathura, during this Putana came towards. Not that she had planned, she is just going around all villages killing children. So she happened to come by Gokula at this point of time. Vrajavade madhuragratihi angana. Beautifully dressed, she came there. Tarala Shatpada Lalita Kuntala Kavadapota Kate Nikatangata. Tarala Shatpada Lalita Kuntala. The bees are roaming around her hair because her hair is so nicely scented. There are bees around her hair. All of them are drawn to that scent and they are roaming around her hair. So we see a lot of such similes in. If you take them to be their literal meaning, it would be very weird to think that a lady is just walking by, the hair has a nice scent, and then it is beautiful. If bee starts going around their hair, then she herself might get frightened and start running away. Right? So Tara Shatpada Lalita Kuntala, he said. Shatpada means bees. So these bees are attracted to a scent and start swirling towards her hair. I'm sure it happens in places. But even in Shakuntalam we see Shakuntala is afraid of the bee and she would probably run away. So in this, the beauty is that it is what kind of simile should be used for what. And that is where the poet comes in. We want to say that her hair was extremely nicely scented. And that scent, when you read something, you start imagining the story in your mind's eye. So as you are reading this, or as I am explaining it to you, you would start imagining a woman walking, Krishna being born, and people around him enjoying, and all these pictures would come in front of your mind's eye. So when a poet uses his similes, he should use it in such a way so that it creates a beautiful picture in front of your eyes. And now he is talking about a scent. So you should probably mentally imagine the scent also. So to imagine that scent, he is giving the simile that there are bees around, and bees are always attracted to nicely scented flowers. Something like jasmine, malligai, mullai, all that we say. That we can offer to Bhagavan. They would not go to flowers with no scent or very pungent scent or something like that. They would not go there. They would go to, and always if you offer flowers that where bees have sat upon, that is also great for Bhagavan. That is why he brings about the simile. It is very important to see how that Sattvika Bhava is brought about even in the similes that a poet uses. The same thing can be in today's advertisements and all we see when a perfume or something is advertised. The kind of mental imagery that it creates is full of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. It never creates Sattvika imagery. There are so many advertisements that come about for advertising scents and perfumes. But none of them create a beautiful picture in your mind. They create a picture that invokes the Rajoguna or Tamoguna within you. They create unnecessary vibration in your mind. That is how it is all advertised. That is how that you see a big poster, whatever. The mental imagery that it creates disturbs your mind, whatever age you might be. So that is not how it should be done. Here, it is about creating the imagery in your mind that is Sattvika, that still creates a beautiful imagery, and it conveys the meaning in a better manner. It does not literally mean that there were bees around her hair, they were just swirling about her hair. That would not be really nice. But the beauty of the imagery that is brought about there, if a bee is attracted, that means it is such a beautiful scent that is brought about there. So those are the kinds of flowers that she was having on her hair, or that is the beautiful scent of her hair. So whenever you might, even for the description of Ambal in various stotras, you would see such a description happening about the scent of the hair of women. So that is the kind of imagery that should, a beautiful imagery, a Sattvika imagery that should be brought about in the mind of the mind's eye of the listeners. Sapadisa hritabalaga nishicharan vayaja kila putana vrajavadhushviha keyamiti kshanam vimrishati shubhavantamupadade. Sapadisa, immediately, Hritabalaka Chetana. So this is an adjective to Putana. She is the one who is going around taking the lives of all different children. Hritabalaka Chetana. Nishicharan Vayaja. She comes in the lineage of the people who roam around at night, that is Asuras. Kila Putana Brajavadhushu Iha Keyamiti Kshanam. They were all just thinking, looking at her, all these innocent cowherds and gopis there, they are all just looking at her and thinking, who is this lady? We have not seen her around our village. As they were thinking itself, she really came towards you, near you, very close to you. Lalita bhava vilasa hritatmabhihi yuvatibhih pratilodhuma parita. Such elegant and graceful manner in which she is handling herself, managing herself, they never stopped her. They didn't say, do not go near the child. Even though it's a stranger, seeing maybe she has nice intentions, she just wanted to play with the child. So innocent were they let her go towards the child. Sthanamasavu bhavaranta nishedushi pradadushi bhavate kapatatmane. That she came next to you. Bhavananta Nishedushi. So there inside that house, she gave you her own breasts, wanting to give you the poison along with her milk. Pradadushi Bhavate Kapatatvane, but she did not know that you were a Kapatatma. You were more cunning than her. Her cunningness itself is a small part of your cunningness. So Kapatatmane Bhavate Pradadushi. In Bhagavata, there is a beautiful line where it says, Krishna closes his eyes. Chara charatma sa nimilite kshanaha. As soon as Putana approached him, Bhagavan just closed his eyes. Chara charatma sa nimilite kshanaha. Many people who have commented upon the Bhagavata and many others also give many different meanings for this particular line. That small shloka itself, they give many different meanings and many different perspectives. A couple of perspectives are very nice to listen to. So what did he do? Krishna, he looked at this Putana and he just closed his eyes. So this lady who is going around killing children, I do not even want to look at her. Why should I look at this Putana who is killing children? He just closed his eyes. It is not even nice to look at her. It is papa to look at her, so I am closing my eyes. Chara charatma sanimi litekshanaha. So the eyes of Bhagavan are dharma, jnana. It is Surya and Chandra. So he did not want to see Putana with those eyes. So that is why he closed them. He did not want her to see the eyes, nor did he want to see her. Therefore he closed his eyes. Chara charatma sanimi litekshanaha. So what he did, he started thinking about the Ramayana Kala. Vishwamitra, at the beginning of Ramayana, first when he takes Rama and Lakshmana along, Rama does not want to kill Tataka because she is a woman. He is still not very confident. He does not want to go forward doing that. But Vishwamitra says, even if it's a stree, if she is causing so much destruction and evil in this world, then you should go ahead and you should destroy her for the good of the world. So he went back there and he asked, Krishna is closing his eyes, he is going back to Vishwamitra and asking, in that avatar of Rama also you asked me to kill Tataka. Now also the first kill that I am having seems to be Putana, another lady. So I want to take your Agnya again, please give me Agnya. And he says, do it. And then he comes back here. That's why Chara Charatva Sanimi Litekshanaha. Putana has poison on her breasts. So that is why Krishna closes his eyes and he goes directly to Kailashi. And he asks Bhagavan, Shiva. He asks Lord Shiva, oh Bhagavan, you have drunk poison, you have a lot of practice doing this. So will you please give me some tips on how to drink poison. And he goes there, takes a course immediately. Bhagavan says, see, you just have to drink it, but you have to keep it in your throat. But you see your own method, that method works for me, a different method might work for you. So, that's how he goes and he comes back. Chara charatma sanimi litekshanaha. So like this, many different wonderful ideas are given by the commentators on the Bhagavata. So he closes his eyes as Putana is coming close by. Samadhirukyata dankamashankitaha tvamathabalakalopanah roshitaha mahadivamra phalam kuchamandalam pratichuchushitha durvishadushitam. Mahadiva amraphalam. So you went on her lap, as she herself took you on her lap, and as you started drinking, and you were angered because she has killed so many other children before you. So all that anger, that pent up anger within you climbed on her lap, and without a single moment of hesitation, like a big mango, as a young child, a mango will be so tasty, and then you just open one end of it and you just suck it all in. All the pulp you will suck it in, you will just leave back the seed and the outer covering. So both of them you will leave and you will only suck the pulp with it. Like that, Mahadiva Amrapalam Kuchamandalam Pratichuchushita, you sucked it immediately. Durvisha Dushitam, which had been poisoned. So Krishna did not suck the poison, he did not suck anything else, he sucked only the life out of her. He did not suck the milk nor the poison, he sucked the life out of her. Just like you leave the seed and the outer covering, he left the milk and the poison, but he sucked the life out of her. Asubhireva samandhayati tvayi stanavasau stanitopama nismana. Asubhihi eva samandhayati. Asubhihi means prana. Only the life energy was sucked out. Bhattatri uses eva. Eva meaning only the life was sucked out. Meaning what? You did not suck the poison, you sucked out only the life. Samdhayati tvayi stanavasau stanitopama nisvana. So stanitopama nisvana means immense noise that she creates. Her whole life is being sucked out and is unable to bear the pain. With an immense pain, she just cries out. Nirabatat bhayadagi nijam vapu pratigata pravisarya bhuja vubho. Asura, she knew she is going to die. She came back to her original rupa, which is very scary. Bhayadagi, fearful rupa of hers, fearful rupa. She takes her own natural swarupa and pravisarya bhuja vubho. She puts on both her hands and she just falls down there. Bhayada ghoshana bhishana vigraha shravana darshana mohita vallave vrajapateta durasthala kelanam nanubhavantama grunhata gopikaha. Bhayada ghoshana bhishana vigraha. Listening to this, all the gopas and gopis and everyone in Gokula were just stunned by the terrifying noise. The noise is so much, it is unbearable noise. And seeing that body, which is so terrific and terrible, they were absolutely scared. They didn't know what to do. Nevertheless, then they saw she is dead, and this young child is playing upon her. Bhavandam agrinhata gopikaha. All the gopikas went close to him and they picked up the young baby Krishna from Putana's chest and they brought him back. Bhuvana mangalanama bhirevate yuvati bhirvahudhagata rakshanaham. So they went, they brought him back, and all different kinds of Raksha Stotras they started reciting. By his own, Bhattatri says, by your own Nama, they started creating a Raksha for you. Bhuvana Mangala Namabhihi. So your Nama, your names are Bhuvana Mangala. They give auspiciousness to the whole world. Krita Rakshanaha, they recite all the Raksha Stotras. Tvamayi Vata Niketana Natha Mam. O Vata Niketana Natha, O Bhuvayarappa. Agadayam kuru tavaka sevakam. Please relieve me from all the ailments. Make me free from all the ailments. I who am your devotee. The Gopikas gave you Rakshana. Similarly, you do this Rakshana for me. Dashaka 41. Vrajeshwara shaurivacho nishamya samaprajan nadhvani bhita chetaha nishpishta nishesha tarum nirikshya Kanchit padartham sharanam gatastvam. Vrajeshwara, this Nanda, and all the Gopas, he come back and told them about Vasudeva, whatever Vasudeva had told him. Shauri vachaha nishamya, remembering whatever Vasudeva had told them. Samaprajan adhvani bhita chetaha. So he immediately, with a lot of agitation, he was returning back to Gokula. Then he saw on the way Nishpishta Nishesha Tarun Nirikshya. Some big object is fallen on the ground and it has crushed all the trees over there. He does not even know what that object is. That huge it is. The body of Putana is so huge that he just knows that it is some object. He is not even able to identify what happened there. He was very much frightened and he prayed to Bhagavan. He came, Nishamya Gopi Vachanadudantam Sarve Vigova Bhaya Vismayam Thaha. Having listened to this whole happenings here from all the gopis, all the gopas who had gone to Mathura, they were overcome by both fear and surprise. They were fearful because what a great calamity almost had happened, and they were surprised that this young child was saved from this calamity. Tatpatitam ghora pishacha deham. This ghora pishacha deha, that huge pishacha body of Putana, they cut it into different pieces with their axes, and then far away from Gokula they took it and they burnt it. Dehuhu vidureta uthara krittam. And once this Putana's body started burning, Tvapita Putas Tanatacharidat, because Bhagavan himself had drunk milk from her body had become absolutely pure. Samuchalam Uchataro hi dhumaha. That dhumaha, the smoke that came from it, just it spread over the whole place and it went high into the sky. Uchataro hi dhumaha. Shankamadhat agaravah kimeshaha kinchandano gaulgulavo thaveti. Is this from the agaru? Has somebody lit some incense, agarbatti here? Or is this sandalwood? Kim chandanaha gaulgulavaha. Or is this gugulu or some kind of thing that gives nice scent when it burned, like sambrani or something? They all started getting doubt. How come the burning of body of Putana itself is giving such wonderful scent? Madanga sangasya phalanna dure. So what did they all? You are kind of showing them that this is the phala that you are all going to get. This is the fruit that you are all going to get because of the attachment towards me. Madanga sangasya, the contact with my body that you have. Phalanna dure. It is not far away. The fruit that you are going to get is not far away. Kshanena tavad bhavatam apisyad. Very soon all of you are also going to get the same kind of purification because of coming in contact with my body. Ityullavan pallavadallajebhyaha tambutana matanuthas sugandhim. As if telling them all of this. Krishna is not telling them literally, but as if telling them by showing this wonderful scent. Pallavadallajebhyaha Tambutana Madanuthas Sugandhim. That excellent Sugandha was born out of Putana's body. Chitram Pishatyana Hatah Kumaraha Chitram Puraiva Gathishaurinedam. All of them, they start talking. Oh, what a surprise that this Pishachi, the young child, was not killed. And what more surprise that Vasudeva, from there itself, previously itself, he knew that such a thing might happen. Such a foretelling capability that he has. Puraiva akathi shaurinenam. Iti prashamsan kilago balokaha bhavan mukha logarase nyamangshit. Having praised you and Vasudeva like this, bhavan mukha alokarase, they started looking at your face, and in that itself they drowned, they became immersed in the beauty of your face, the joy of looking at it. Dine dine ta prativriddha lakshmi rakshina mangalya shato brajoyam bhavan nivasa daiva sudeva pramoda sandrah varito vireje. Every day upon day, prativriddha lakshmi. Lakshmi always means, it does not mean only Lakshmi, not only the goddess Lakshmi. It means wealth, it means opulence. Any mangala is called Lakshmi. Anything that good that happens to you is called Lakshmi. That prosperousness of that place, every day it became more and more prosperous. Gokula became more and more prosperous. With so many auspicious things being performed there. Pramoda sandraha. So much happiness everywhere, so much excitement, enjoyment. It cannot be put in words. So much enjoyment. Pramoda sandrah parito virejem. Griheshu te komalarupaha sabithakata sankulitah kamanyah. All the women, starting from this day, as soon as Krishna was born itself, from that day onwards, all the Gopikas, whatever they do at home, this is what they think about. Oh, when will we go and see Krishna's face? And they start talking about him. Katha, mithak katha, sankulitah kamanyah. Talking about his laughter, talking about his the young child, how beautiful he looks, how cute he looks. Vritteshu, krityeshu, once their household chores were over, bhavan niriksha samagataha. Immediately they all came off to Yashoda's house. They never stayed back at their own homes. They all came here to see you. Pratyamatyanandan. Every day this was their routine. Nothing else they did. Aho kumaro mai datta drishtihi. And they started playing with the young child. Oh, see this young child? Mai datta drishtihi. He's looking at me, he's looking at me. Smitam kritam mam prativatsakena. Another gopi from that side. So, no, he's smiling at me. He's smiling at me. He's looking there, but he's smiling at me. Smitam kritam mam prativatsakena. Hey. The other gopi is calling, oh, come towards me. And with her open hand, she just calls him and takes him in his arms and hugs him. Ehe mamit yupasaryapani vaisha kinkinna kritam vadhuvihi. Again, here also, Bhattacharya shows his jealousy towards the gopis. What did they not do with you? What is their great punya that they were able to play along with you? Tvaisha, hey Isha, kim kim na kritam, what did they not do? Vajobhi, vadhubhi, bhavadvapus parishana kaudukena, karatkaram bilolam butala, olam batula malasihi, bhavadvapus parishana. Because they came in contact with you and they are touching you, that kaudukena, the joy of touching you, karatkaram gopavadhu janena. So one of them takes you, and before she can have enough, the other one takes her from her hand. And like this goes on from one hand to another hand, the gopis are just passing you around. So how does that all look? It looks like the bee that is going from one red lotus to another. So all the gopis, their hands probably are red because of the mehendi or alta or whatever they have on their hands. And Bhagavan Krishna is black in color. So he is like the bee. So he is so small. From a lotus to lotus, from their hand, from one hand to another, he is just going. Nitaha tvam atamra sarojamala vyalamba lolam batula malasihi. That is the picture that Bhattatri creates. Just like a bee is going from flower to flower, Bhagavan Krishna is going from one hand to another of the gopis. Nipayayanti stanamanka gamtvam vilokayanti vadanam hasanti. Again, he comes back to Yashoda. Yashoda has him on his lap and she is giving him milk. She is feeding him the mother's milk. Vilokayanti, looking at his face, always looking at his face. Vadanam hasanti, and looking at the smiling face. And she is also smiling. Hasanti, Dasham Yashoda Kataman Bheje. Oh, what state did Yashoda not attain? That joyful state Bhattati refers to. What great punya she has. And he just, Bhattati closed his eyes and Dasham Yashoda Kathaman Bheje Satadrishaha. Oh, that kind of Krishna. Pahi Hare Gadamam. Again, eradicate by, save me from all my ailments. Oh, and that kind of Bhagavan Krishna who is on the lap of Yashoda drinking milk. Even Markandeya in his Stotra he says, Alokya Madur Mukhamadarena Stanyam Pibantam Sarasi Ruhaksham Sachinmayan Devamanantarupam Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. That Balam Mukundam, that Mukunda, young child on the lap of Yashoda, I will always think of him and I bow down to him, says Markandeya. We also bow down to that young Krishna on the lap of Yashoda, drinking milk and looking at her face with his wide open eyes and smiling at her, being happy that he is able to drink milk. And his mother also overcome with joy with her young child on her lap, with the young Krishna on her lap. Let us all remember that young Krishna. We shall always remember him, and may he eradicate all our ailments. Satadrishaha pahi hare gadan mam mamapi bhattatrivapi mamapi pahi. Let us all pray to Lord Guruvayurappan, Lord Krishna on the young on Yashoda's lap. And from the next lecture onward, we will go ahead with all other Leela, Shakadasura, Bhanchana, Trinavrta Vadha, and major Leelas, all the Bal Leelas of Krishna. Let us enjoy along with Krishna all his childhood pastimes. Satyam Jnanamanantam Nityamanakasham Paramakasham Goshtha Prangana Ringana Lola Manayasam Paramayasam Maya Kalpita Manakaram Manakaram Bhuvanakaram Kshmamanatham Pranamata Govindam Paramanandam Mritsnamatsi Peti Yashoda Tadana Shaishava Santrasam Vyadita Vaktra Lokita Loka Loka Chaturdasha Lokalim Lokatrayapura Mulastambham Loka Lokamana Lokam Lokesham Paramesham Pranamata Govindam Paramanandam Yato mamatma bhavasitvameva tato na bhajyam mama kinchidasti yatha tapeshtam kurumam dadhaiva vamatmanatham ramanam bhajami. Har har namah parvati pataye har har mahadeva gopika jeevanasmaranam govinda govinda janaki kanta smaranam jaya jaya rama rama. Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste.